So another guy wrote me a note, and really nice guy. We've been in contact online for a very long time. I've never met him in person, but he seems awesome. He also just made a big donation. I won't say his name for his privacy, but it was a $500 donation. And that means so much to me. I mean, I'm living on almost nothing, so it's huge. He wrote me, his day job is an architect of e-commerce solutions, so he's somewhat geeky. I like that. I like geeks. And some of the things that he mentioned, I'm not going to talk about because I have geek projects I want to work on, and I might want to work on them with him. And those are things I want to build myself or with partners for the betterment of the world. So let's talk about some things there. One thing he mentioned is that he has several fiction projects in the works, but he hasn't finished them. And that's understandable. Fiction's hard to write, in my opinion. At least it's hard for me. And I would actually like to help people finish their fiction projects. There's something called NaNoWriMo. NaNoWriMo. National Novel Writers Month, which is in November. It's a time for people to write up a book in 1 month. It's a goal. He might want to do that, maybe this November. I could actually host people who are wanting to do that, and we could pull them out of their environment they're in that's distracting, that doesn't support their writing, and I could host them here, and it would just be writing. And we would have a few field trips, we would have meetings, people could read what they've written a little bit, they could bounce ideas around with other people, we could teach people how to self-publish, because you can publish your own book on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, and you can sell it as an ebook or a physical book even. You don't need anybody else in the way. There's never been a better time to write your book and self-publish it. Self-publishing used to be like vanity publishing or something, and you would actually pay to publish it. Not anymore. If you got good shit, put it out there. So I'm going to talk to this guy about that, and I'll talk to you about it. If you like fiction, do it, write it. Make some weird books. Make some books that have your philosophy in it. I've thought about that. I actually had an ex-girlfriend that wrote a bunch of books while she was here. We would get up at 3 in the morning, start a fire, and she'd sit there with a dog on the couch with her, and I'd write about my own stuff, which isn't fiction, and she would just, with her blazingly fast fingers, crank out the words. 2,000 words a day minimum. You can crank that out in a few hours if you're ready to go. You can read what Stephen King has written about how to write. NaNoWriMo was invented by a guy named... I forgot his name. You can look him up. But they have NaNoWriMo groups all around the world, and I could specifically make a space that was designed for reaching that goal. And people could tell their families, hey, I'm gone. I'm gone for November. And we're going to crank my book out. I'm going to finish it, or I'm going to start it, whatever it is. And all I need is enough solar power to have them use their laptops. I can have intermittent internet, but not internet available all the time because it's distracting. And so a lot of people would be without internet most of the time. That would be okay, because we want to focus them. And I could support that. I've written a lot in my life. I just suck at fiction currently. And I don't know that has to be fiction. Chris Bates, is that the guy's name? That might be his name. You can look him up. He actually wrote a book like How to Write a Book in 30 Days or something. And it's a good book. Quick read. And it just basically says, crank it out. Don't worry about quality. Crank it out. You can edit it later. Let the internal stuff you have within you flow out of you. Get it out. I think that's a wise idea. Some of the greatest works of literary art that have ever been created have been created really quickly because the person had it all built up within them, and then they just spewed it out onto the page. Yeah, I like that idea. Well, that's one thought I had there for this guy, but for you too. The other stuff he wrote about was really cool ideas for geek projects, tools for writing and organizing thoughts, 3D stuff. I have a lot of thoughts on augmented reality and how that could support food forest farming, but I'm going to skip that. I want to talk with this guy more about that because I want to be first on some of those products. I do want to share all my knowledge for free around the world, but in some cases, you know, I got an ego a little bit, and I want the gold star that I was first, and then other people can copy it, whatever. Also, another thought he had was developing tools to help people migrate away from these horrible platforms that exist and turn them into legacy platforms like, you know, Facebook, Quora, things where you've put all your energy into it and it's trapped there. They've become evil. And so there's ways we can get our data out of there. There's new social networks we could create where we actually have reputation management. So we're only dealing with good people, real people, not AI bots. We can have all of the thoughts that we pour into it organized into an ontology so that we can have deeper conversations on every important issue that there is. We can include polls on it. We can have an answer that is self-categorized or automatically based on what it appears to be about. And then people can really see the mix of thoughts on a given topic and see what they think. That would be great among good people. So anyway, I'll talk to him about that. Then the other thought he had was on registering as a charity here. I think that's the wrong term. I'm not interested in being a charity. I hope I'm never begging for anything. But I could register as a nonprofit because I think that what I'm creating certainly is not profitable, and I don't really want it to be. I want to create designs that really serve people and that they can do with low technology that last for a long time. Oh, another mud puddle up here. Got to get through this without slipping. There's my footprint from when I came. God damn it, slippery already. From when I came through already. So I got to go between the thorny bush right there and wet mud. Do I get scraped up or do I fall in the mud? Lovely. And I'll get way past this before I say this. Okay, not a problem. I don't want to say not a problem and then bite it. I would still publish that though. It'd be funny. So thank you, dude, for the great note. I'm not responding to all of it. He did ask if I was painting currently. No, I'm not currently painting. I only paint when I have a chick to impress. That's lame maybe, but that's how it is. I need a muse, you know? Probably comes from some kind of mother issues or something. But, you know, I want cute chicks chatting with me while I paint. Otherwise, I'm bored. And I've thought about doing that with webcam. It's just not the same. So I should recruit some intelligent, pretty women to just chat with me. That'd be good. Anyway, dude, thank you for that. The thoughts, and I skipped over all the geek stuff I know, but that's because I want to talk with you in more detail about that. I have a whole bunch of cool software ideas. I would actually like to have people live here as remote workers and work on projects we can all profit from and actually benefit the entire world, because the worst has happened. I used to be a young hippie that thought that internet was going to save people and that we'd all get together and understand each other and it would all be great. And it turns out a lot of people aren't seeking that. A lot of people behind the mask of anonymity are total assholes. So I want to filter that. And I want to get really deep with people in a way that information is not just on a stream that gets lost, but it becomes a growing knowledge base of our varying views, our legitimately varying views on reality. And it's okay if they're different. So that's that. And for the rest of you, thank you for watching the video. I record this because it's a message to him, but also it's a message to you to hopefully inspire you about some ideas you might have and what you can do. Good luck to you.